Alright guys, we're incredibly privileged today to be joined by Hugh from THQ and the author Dmitry Glukhovsky, who is the author of the book Metro 2033. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
So we're going to be running through the game, which you brought in to show us on the Xbox 360 as well.
That's right.
We're now very close to release on Metro 2033. Just give us a bit of background about the game.
Well, Metro 2033 is this cinematic, linear, first-person adventure. It uses a combination of first-person shooter mechanics, very light role-playing elements in there, and we've borrowed Dmitry's incredible storyline plot to develop a really rich game world.
My name is Artyom. For 20 years, the Moscow Metro has been our prison, our fortress, our home. I was destined to live out my life here. I was destined to die here. But the day Hunter returned, nothing would be the same again.
So we're picking this up at the beginning of the game. You play as Artyom. He's a young man at this stage, and this is his home station of exhibition.
That's right. So this is the third level in the game. You've just been entrusted your mission from the ranger known as Hunter. So this is Artyom's room. There are a few incidental details around there. That's the lead artist up on the wall. If we pan over here, we can see the cover of Dmitry's book.
In Russian.
In its original Russian. So Artyom's home station is one of the more benign stations. It's relatively a pleasant place to live. You'll encounter stations run by extremist groups, so neo-Nazis, fascists along the way that you'll either need to infiltrate, even become involved in a war against. In this early level, what we really wanted to do was create a sense of the game world. So drawing upon Dmitry's book and the background, the level of detail that he put into this post-apocalyptic Russian game world, the developers have taken all of that background information and turned it into this really immersive, interactive experience as you see here. So,
Just like to add that the uniqueness of this world is that there's a world, like a new civilization created on the rubble of the old civilization. Basically, it doesn't produce anything new. It just parasites on what they could gather from the old world. Yeah. So and the currency, the system like bullets or ammo as currency is borrowed from the book, because the assumption is that in this world that basically has no tomorrow, has no today, has no future, no hope, the only really valuable thing is a bullet, like is an ammo.
So Hugh, you've left exhibition now. You're leaving anyway.
Yeah.
Tell us what what mission you're embarking on here.
So at this point, I've told my stepfather that I'm simply embarking on a mercy mission to Riga to carry some supplies, whereas in fact I have no intentions of returning promptly afterwards. I'm going to be making my way somehow further on to Polis.
Slow down, guys. The military caravan got stuck near Alexeyevskaya. A tunnel collapsed or other shit. You have to use a service tunnel bypassing Alexeyevskaya.
A lot of the things we've tried to do with this game is that complete immersion into the game world. So doing away with any kind of HUD or menu screens wherever possible. If I want to check my objectives, for instance, it's not a menu screen or a back screen. I actually pull out my objectives, which is here on this map. If it's too dark to read, I can flick open my lighter to view it. So it's a real physical thing in the game world that doesn't break your sense of immersion. And similarly, my gas mask, you can see me putting that on over my head there. You can see cracks around the edges. It'll begin to frost up. If I want to check the time, I visibly look at my watch. I'm going to take it off now though, because I only have a limited supply of filters.
And that's for when you are going outside above the above ground.
So above ground, and also certain areas underground where the air might be toxic. So relatively safe.
Boris, what's happening to me?
Yeah, now in this sequence, his companions are affected by this psychic phenomena in the tunnel, which Artyom is curiously immune to, and this is one of the key devices within the plot, and the reasons for that will become apparent as you play through the game. We don't want to say too much about it now, but
sure.
This is one of Artyom's dream sequences, and the threat that you're warning Polis about in the game are these mutants, the Dark Ones. They're a new strain of mutant. They attack psychically, When they encounter human beings, they leave them broken, quivering wrecks, and a few days later they die. Artyom seems to be immune to the effects of these Dark Ones, and throughout the game you'll begin to have these rather abstract visions, some of which you'll begin to be able to interact with within the game, which makes you wonder really what's different about Artyom.
And his importance in the world becomes, well, he becomes more valuable to the other people because I think, as one of the characters says, he isn't affected by the weird stuff.
Yeah, so his reputation for safely guiding them through this level will precede him, and when they meet up in the bar at the other end, his reputation has already preceded him as the guy who can get you through the tunnel safely. Right. That becomes a key plot device for some of the following chapters in the game.
The accident as well, which I believe you don't know too much about at the beginning of the game, what happened to kind of devastate the world, but that has produced some mutated animals as well.
That's right. So you know, the Metro is a pretty hostile place. It's essentially a microcosm of human civilization with all of its flaws laid bare, but as well as a very real human threat, these different factions of communists and neo-Nazis. You also have a sizable mutant population to contend with, and in this level you'll see some of them.
Save me! Artyom, take my shotgun! Here!
The Dark Ones are not simple mutants. They're Homo Novus, the next step in evolution. You've heard about survival of the fittest? Guess what? We lost.